What's going on, guys? It's Nick here, back with another video, back with Mock Draft Monday, and back from being suspended for a week. YouTube decided that we were harmful to society, so they had to take us down. But we're back, and just in case this happens again, and YouTube's like, no, that fantasy football advice over there, that is just extremely dangerous to everyone involved. We created a podcast. Well, we're just going to take these videos into MP3, and we're going to post them on iTunes. So also, if you prefer to not have the YouTube app open, like when I work out, maybe I want to watch, listen to some fantasy videos. The YouTube app's kind of annoying in your phone. You can't close it, and it also uses data. So we're going to be on iTunes, Fantasy Football Advice Podcast, everything except for the mock drafts, because I don't think the mock drafts will be like the greatest experience just listening to them. You kind of want to see at least a little bit what's going on. So we're going to post everything that's not a mock draft. We'll be back 7 days a week, likely until Christmas from this point on, again, until YouTube decides that we are dangerous. Also follow at least me on Twitter. You can follow everyone else on Twitter in the description box, but bottom left there, follow me on Twitter, just in case something else happens. You guys know exactly where we went. And how about a like? How about a like to make me feel a little bit better? We've been gone for a week, but we're gonna start right back up. It's Monday. Well, it's Sunday right now. It's Monday, assuming that they allow me to post on Monday like they've said they will. But it's YouTube, so you never know what they're going to do. Always 12-team drafts. We're going to do half point again. 7, right in the middle. We did beginning of the draft last time. Go to the middle here. 7, and everything else looks good. Standard league. 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. Defense, flex spot, 7 bench. Good to go. Good to go. Everything's perfect. Let's start our draft. Update on things. You guys know I've been working on the projections. I am done 6 of the 8 divisions. I don't even remember which 2. I've done all of the AFC, and then I've done half of the NFC. So those will likely be done, I'd say tomorrow. Tomorrow or Tuesday. Those will probably be done. And if you already have the premium rankings, like you have premium access to our site, then I believe we're going to release the premium rankings probably in a week, maybe in about a week, sometime like mid-June, early to mid-June. But the projections should be good to go. And honestly, I might just post a CSV on the site as soon as they're up. But they are going to be attached to the rankings, so you guys will have that. And if you want to get them, go to our website, thefantasyfootballadvice.com. Soon, you'll be able to get it for just $5 with a deal we're going to have going on. But right now, if you want to just sign up to the site, $20. But look for the deal if you're looking at this a little bit later. So, with that, let's look at some people. So, high drafted players. First round, we got Saquon, Zeke, Kamara, McCaffrey, David Johnson, Devonta Adams. Your typical start. You guys know me. I like going running back heavy early. I just think that there are so many. We need to flip that. There are so many wide receivers, middle and late, and there's a huge drop off for running back. So we're going to take Melvin Gordon. I would have liked David Johnson, really would have liked David Johnson, because I just projected the Cardinals, and boy, does he pop in them. I believe I have him as like the running back 3 or 4. We can actually go to the site. This is free right now. I'm not sure it's going to be free all summer, but check out our rankings right now. You have David Johnson at 3 right now, but Melvin Gordon is who we're going to take here. It's a pretty obvious pick. I guess you could have gone, if you wanted to go wide receiver heavy, you could have gotten Hopkins, but no. Ooh, guys. I said we were going to do drafts where we take Travis Kelce early. This might be it, because I want to see. I have not done a mock draft yet taking Kelce early. I have projected the Chiefs. Kelce's going to be a monster. There's legitimately no one else to throw to. But let's just look at everyone else. So our other options are Dalvin Cook, Marlon Mack, and Damian Williams. That's really all I'd consider, and I'd be picking Williams probably out of all of them. Or we take Michael Thomas. Now that is probably, if I'm in my money league, I'm in my big league right now, I'm in like my most important league, this is what I want my team to be, I'm taking Michael Thomas with this pick. But let's just see how Kelce turns out, because he's going to be awesome, and this is actually a decent spot to take him. So now that we've done this, we can just throw out, you guys know I kind of do want to target one of that like mid to mid-late tight ends this year. I kind of would prefer not to get stuck with the garbage. If you are stuck with the garbage, it's Herndon. if you're stuck with the real garbage, it's Ricky Seals-Jones. And at the sort of the end of the mid, it's Vance McDonald. But you're trying to target some of those mid tight ends. Let's see how the team turns out with Kelce. So, what do we got? Marlon Mack's still on the board. You guys know I released the video on injuries, and I am slightly concerned with A.J. Green. So I'd probably still go with Marlon Mack there. I like Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper or Marlon Mack. And we have another pick. Yeah, it's a ways. We're in the middle, so it's always going to be a ways. So let's think about this. We take this pick, and our likely running back is in this range, and I think Josh Jacobs will get taken by the computer. So we're probably looking like Kenyon Drake. So it's Amari Cooper and Kenyon Drake, or is it Marlon Mack and one of these guys? And it seems like Marlon Mack and one of those guys, just glancing at it quickly. So we're going to lock up running back. I like Melvin Gordon a lot, of course. Everyone should. He's really good. And Marlon Mack, yeah. I feel good about Marlon Mack. I don't remember the projection on him off the top of my head. I'm going to once I get all the teams done, I'm going to compile them into a list and kind of really focus in on who the different options are. I do remember some, and I'll try and bring them up as we go along here. But Marlon Mack, he definitely had a good projection. He was still fine. Okay, let's look at the next round. So they want us to take Brandon Cooks. I mean, yeah, that seems like a solid option. We've got Fournette, who you guys know. I mean, I've never actually drafted him in a league. I don't like Leonard Fournette. Devonta Freeman, I don't know. Not in love with that pick. Sonny Michel, that's one of the guys that you look at the projections, you're like, oh, it looks pretty good. But then you look at the points, and you're like, oh. So I'm not pumped about that pick. Chris Carson, not pumped about that pick. So I'm probably not taking running back here. And it was good to take Marlon Mack because, I mean, I like Kenyon Drake. In this range, it's Kenyon Drake, and I think I might be able to get him with that next pick. So we're going to hold off there. And our choice here, you guys saw the video I put out on Cooper Kupp. I will not be drafting Cooper Kupp this season. You got to stay away from guys who suffer these Achilles and these ACL injuries, especially as late as Cooper Kupp suffered his. You know, if they suffered it in the preseason, it's a different story than when he suffered it more towards the middle of the season. But that's my option. It's Brandon Cooks and it's Kenny Golladay. So what am I looking for? This is my wide receiver 1. I feel fantastic about tight end. I feel really good about running back. So I don't need to take risk with this pick. I can take Brandon Cooks here and be like, yeah, 1,200 yards, 7 touchdowns, or 1,100 yards, 7 touchdowns. Feel pretty good that he's going to be in that range. Kenny Golladay, there's just a little bit more risk with him because we know Brandon Cooks' offense, right? We know they're going to be amazing. We know they're going to run very few sets that don't include Brandon Cooks. Kenny Golladay, they're going to run the ball a lot, and just with the changes in the offense, there's just a little bit less that we know for sure. So I'm going to take Brandon Cooks. I would have loved Golladay in the next pick, but obviously we know that's not going to happen. So right now, Melvin Gordon, Marlon Mack, Brandon Cooks, Travis Kelce, looks solid to me. Kenyon Drake, who's probably going to be our pick, but other running backs we could consider. I've not done the Bears projections, but I have a feeling David Montgomery's going to be up there. No to Geis, on Lamar Miller, on Tariq Cohen, on Mark Ingram. We know we like Latavius Murray, but we're going to hold off a little bit there, and then, a little bit later. Watkins concerns me because, listen, the dude can't stay healthy, and if he's going to be the number 1 target, there's even more of a risk he can get hurt. The foot just, it concerns me. And then I look at this list, right? I look at, well, not Sutton, but I look at Kiki Cootie, Dede Westbrook, Anthony Miller. Those are okay guys. I would obviously prefer this range, but I have a pick in 10 spots, and I think I can probably get one of Mike Williams, Marvin Jones, Robbie Anderson, Tyler Boyd, Calvin Ridley. I'm cool with all of those. Those guys aren't going to be very much different than Sammy Watkins. So I'm going to take Kenyon Drake. I feel pretty good in saying that. We're not even going to look at the quarterbacks. Where'd he go? There he is. Okay. So we lean wide receiver here. If it's even close, we lean wide receiver here. But you guys know I just listed all these guys, and I was kind of saying on all of them. So, I mean, Calvin Ridley. I'm not saying I'm in love with Calvin Ridley, but it's a pretty good option in this range. I don't want Corey Davis with the addition of A.J. Brown, who I truly believe is a very good wide receiver. Not that he's going to be someone we're targeting, but he's going to take targets away. They also got Humphreys. Like, it's just a mess in the passing game for Tennessee. Don't look at any of those guys. Like Robbie Anderson, you know, I like the guys we just listed, but I do think Calvin Ridley is a scotch ahead of those guys. Scotch? Scotch is the word, right? But we're just going to look. Look what I have. So Calvin Ridley, 22. Mike Williams. Okay, Marvin Jones, right? Perfect. He's right ahead of him. So we're going to take him. And that feels like a good start, but I don't feel secure with these wide receivers. You know, there's a chance that Calvin Ridley maybe doesn't produce like we thought he would. I'm not overly concerned with that, but there's still a chance. So I would still like another one of these wide receivers, and if I get one more, I'm cool with my odds hitting on some sleepers down here, because there's some really good options in that range. Running back, I would still like to get Latavius Murray. Rashad Penny, I do think that we should be targeting this season. Royce Freeman is honestly not a bad option. Ronald Jones is absolutely an option. Matt Breida is fine in that range. And then it falls off. It falls off to a few guys. But the guys we're looking at there are Murray, Penny, and Ronald Jones. I definitely would like to get two of them. So let's see about this. 10 picks. 10 picks to our next one. Do we think we can get Murray, then Marvin Jones, then Ronald Jones? That'd be ideal. If I could play this out perfectly, that's how it would go. So let's see if we can make it happen. Take Latavius Murray first, because I believe he's going to fill that Mark Ingram role. Not that he's as good as Mark Ingram. I believe he can fill the role. Marvin Jones just went off the screen, so that's just peachy. Okay. I still think we can get Ronald Jones with the next pick. And since I took Murray, I'm going to take another wide receiver here. Boy, is that unfortunate. I did the 49ers. I don't remember what Dante Pettis came out as. Christian Kirk is a solid option, but I don't feel confident that he's going to be that much different than all the other wide receivers. Like, I remember I did the projections for the Cardinals, and David Johnson came out amazing. Kyler Murray came out amazing. But then the passing production was spread out to just so many people that none of the wide receivers stood out. And even Ricky Seals-Jones. Like, everyone just took a few hundred yards, and then it was over. Like, even with Kyler Murray having a pretty good passing projection, it was just kind of spread out. So I don't think we should target Christian Kirk that much. D.D. Westbrook, you guys know I like Marquise Lee a little bit more, at least ADP-wise. So it's Cootie. It's Cootie in this range. I mean, I like Anthony Miller. I like Geronimo Allison. I like Deshaun Hamilton, although it's a little disappointed in how his projection came out. But Dante Pettis is solid. Oh, God. Okay. If this is my league, I'm just taking Cootie. That's how I kind of just try and envision this. If it's my league, I'm just going to take him. No! Maybe I should have waited. Okay, so someone took Ronald Jones. I don't know how much I've even talked about Ronald Jones. I brought him up at least in one video. But I do think that he's a really good pick in this range. But it's okay. We don't need to reach for him. Running backs. Okay. We have Melvin Gordon, Marlon Mack, Kenyon Drake, and Latavius Murray. We do still need another one, of course. So let's look at what we got. Oof. Oh, okay. Well, the pick's Darrell Henderson. Other people who make... I don't think anyone who actually makes Fantasy Pros rankings is watching my videos, but I contribute to the Fantasy Pros rankings, and where do I have Matt? I have Henderson at 32, 19 above ECR, 30 above ADP. Could people please bring him up so that when I do these mock drafts, he's not sitting here at 51? Like, I'm going to take him now because I don't want to wait a few rounds and have him get him at super unrealistic value. But 9th round is a perfectly good spot to take Darrell Henderson. Like, we know nothing about Gurley's knee except for the fact that they're just not letting him, like, do work on the field. Like, that's terrifying. And so, while I also think you can take Brown, right? Malcolm Brown, yeah. I believe you can take him late in the draft because he's free as well, they wouldn't have traded up for Darrell Henderson, and Darrell Henderson is amazing. So I think they're going to use him a good amount. Is it just like take Gurley out, place Henderson RB1? No. Well, 1 overall? No. But could he finish as an RB1? Absolutely. So 9th round, that's who we're looking for. We'll take Darrell Henderson. Oh, I thought Anthony Miller went. Okay, so I really would have liked Mecole Hardman there as well. But we're probably going to lean wide receiver. We've got Cooks, Calvin Ridley, and Kiki Kuti. We definitely need a wide receiver here. So we are looking at Anthony Miller, who the dude had a shoulder injury, and he still caught 7 touchdowns. He was inconsistent, didn't have many yards, but I really like his talent. Geronimo Allison, going to be in probably 2 wide receiver sets, and obviously 3 wide receiver sets too, on the Packers. Okay, I'm cool with that. N'Keal Harry, yeah. I mean, I have him projected for, like 900 yards and 7 touchdowns. I'll take that. Robert Foster is very good at football. I'm not sure about the volume, but I love him. Deshaun Hamilton, I believe. Here's what I think. He's really good. And if you take him in draft right now, this is the point where you're taking him. But I do think the community is going to hype him up a little bit too much because there's just not that much passing volume to go around on that team. And although you think, well, who are the other weapons? There were enough when I did out the projections that he wasn't that great. So note that. Even, I think I was used at like 72, 75 receptions. It still wasn't that great, even in PPR. And this is half point. So there are options down here, for sure. So I don't need to take a wide receiver, but I probably should. So my option is probably one of these 3. Anthony Miller, Geronimo Allison, N'Keal Harry. What am I looking for? Am I looking for upside? Yeah, I'm probably looking for upside with this pick, which is going to be Anthony Miller. I don't feel confident in saying you should have picked him ahead of all the other guys, but I feel confident in saying that he's not a bad pick. So could you have taken any of those other guys? Sure. Take any of them you want. How many picks left we got? So we got defense and quarterback last, and then we've got 3. We want to take 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 2. Okay. So we need to take probably another running back and 2 wide receivers. That's how another running back, 2 wide receivers, and quarterback. Running backs. Singletary, Justice Hill, Malcolm Brown. You could take Malcolm Brown here, just lock up that backfield. Alexander Madison. That's who we're looking at. I don't see anyone else. I'm sure there's someone down here that... Tony Pollard. Fine. To the person who commented Tony Pollard, and I said no, maybe I was a little bit too harsh. He's fine. Just don't expect points. Like, don't expect to ever start him while Zeke's healthy. He's purely a Zeke gets hurt play. And even then, he doesn't even take over the full workload. But he's not a terrible pick. I do think I'm going to take Justice Hill, but since he's so far down there, I'm just going to take Deshaun Hamilton with this pick. I know I just poo-pooed him, but I mean, let's be real. This is the 11th round, and I do have him for around 72 to 75 receptions this year. So I'm going to take that value. Can probably take... Yeah, Justice Hill's still way down there. We'll take another wide receiver, Justice Hill, and then a quarterback. So, Marquez Valdez-Scantling, Tyrell Williams, Marquise Lee. Whoever you want from there. Trey Quinn, honestly, you could even take Trey Quinn with this pick. That's probably it. So Trey Quinn, David Moore. Actually, I might take David Moore. So if you look at the wide receivers that the Seahawks have, you got Tyler Lockett, you know that. You got DK Metcalf, you know that. But then it's David Moore. So you know he's going to be out there for snaps. And you look at their tight ends. What is it, Nick Vannett? There's not going to be many passing yards there. You look at their running backs. They don't really have anyone that they're going to play that's going to take a ton of targets. So a lot of the target volume goes to that 3, David Moore, Tyler Lockett, DK Metcalf. Okay, now let's break them down. DK Metcalf. Dude's a physical freak, right? I mean, he could legitimately, like Calvin Johnson's upside. I'm not saying he's going to be that. It's like a 0.1% chance. But that's the physical nature that he is. Can he run routes? Probably not. Is his only route going to be run fast deep? Probably. Or run like a slant really fast. But he's going to take some work. But he's not going to be a target monster at all. Tyler Lockett. Do they shift him to the slot? Maybe. But he's not a guy who's a target monster. So where are the targets going? A lot of them are going to go to David Moore. And I'm pretty sure that Russell Wilson is still one of the best quarterbacks in the league. Even though the volume won't be there, David Moore's going to be a good pick this late. So he needs to be moved up rankings. I don't think I have, so I don't expect all the other pros to have done that at this point. But yeah, David Moore is absolutely a good pick. And now we're left with quarterback. And this is why we wait. Unfortunately, it looks like my boy Kyler Murray's not on the board. But we've still got Dak Prescott. We've still got Lamar Jackson. And that's probably all I'd even look at this point. We go to... Actually, we would need to... I don't understand why it does this. You have to go to standard and then go back. Kyler Murray at 7. I've got Lamar Jackson at 10 and Dak Prescott at 11. I do still like Lamar Jackson a little more than Dak Prescott. I've kind of gone back and forth with that a little bit just because Dak has a very high touchdowns to carry ratio that I know it's been 6 touchdowns. He's probably going to have a lot of touchdowns this year again, or rushing. But there's a chance with the amount of carries that he has that he only gets like 3 or 4. And that's enough for me to put Lamar Jackson ahead of him, who's projected to rush for like 800 to 900 yards. And yes, that is putting in negative regression. Like regression, bottom, because regression can be positive or negative. That's regressing him downwards with less carries per game and less yards per carry. He's still going to be around like 800 rushing yards. Yeah, I'll take that with my quarterback. And I do believe he's going to take a step up in passing. So he's very likely to finish as a quarterback 1. I expect him to finish with like quarterback 5 to 6 overall projection. I'm going to take that at this pick. And as I do that, I remember that we have another bench spot left. But you know what? Whatever. We took him. I don't know. I think it's running back at this point. Yeah, let's take another running back. Who do we want to take a shot on? Pure upside with this pick. Ugh. Come on, CJ. Why did they do that? Why did the Detroit Lions take CJ or sign CJ Anderson? I just don't like that. No. I guess it's Devin Singletary. Oh wait, weren't we gonna take? Oh, that's what we did. We screwed up. Oh, we screwed up, guys. Yeah, I should have taken Justice Hill like I said I was going to, and then just taken Lamar Jackson after. I'll give you guys another pick. Pretend I took Justice Hill there, but Alexander Madison. I love Dalvin Cook, but let's be honest. How healthy has he stayed over his career? Next in line for legitimately all of the work is Alexander Madison. So he's one injury away from being like a high-end 2 probably. Take that upside. I really like this draft so far. It's over. But I really like this draft. Just take whatever. I haven't done any defense thoughts yet. A-. Yeah, it sounds about right. Not that we pay attention to that, but it sounds about right. So I'll expand that a little bit. Hopefully nothing's being blocked. My team. Lamar Jackson, Melvin Gordon, Marlon Mack, Brandon Cooks, Calvin Ridley, Travis Kelce. The flex spot, we've got Kenyon Drake, and then whatever defense you felt like picking. The bench, though, I really like that bench. Latavius, absolutely going to be worth that pick. Kiki Cootie, Darrell Henderson, Anthony Miller, Deshaun Hamilton, David Moore, Alexander Madison. I would have liked that last pick to have been Justice Hill instead of Alexander Madison, but what are you going to do? They both have plenty of upside. This is really good, and I wanted to revisit this. You can draft. I'm going to sign off on drafting Travis Kelce. Honestly, guys, anywhere in the second round. I kind of want to do a draft, maybe in a few weeks. I don't want to take Kelce like too many times in a row. I kind of want to just do a draft at like the 11 spot and just take Kelce at 11. Like just be like, hey, how's the team turn out if you take him in the first round? Because I have Ertz to regress teensy bit. Just a teensy bit. He's still going to be great. Regress a teensy bit. The Kittle projection's pretty good, but Kelce is so much ahead of them. And that group, that little 2-man group with Kittle and Ertz, is so much ahead of the next group, which is infinitely ahead of the next group. Like, Travis Kelce, if he doesn't get hurt, is going to win leagues, even if you take him in the second round. It looks like, look at the team. You've still got plenty of bench depth, which is obvious because that didn't affect your bench. We could use that middle round pick to just secure depth, so we didn't have to. I sign off. So I don't do overall rankings because I don't think you should, and I'll explain that in other videos. But I mean, I looked at this team and I kind of glossed over tight end because I usually take him late, and I was like, oh, this looks great. And then I was like, oh yeah, I have Travis Kelce at tight end. So am I pumped about Calvin Ridley as my wide receiver too? No, I prefer someone else there. But I don't think he's gonna be bad. I think he'll be a serviceable two. And if he's not amazing, do I think I can put Kiki Kuti or Deshaun Hamilton or David Moore? Yeah, I do. I do think I can do that. I'm just not positive on Anthony Miller. That's why I skipped over him. But yeah, I like this team. I sign off. So Travis Kelce, for everyone asks, good to go. Picking him in the second round. But that I think that's everything I covered. So remember, follow me on Twitter just in case YouTube decides to shut us down again. Check out our website, thefantasyfootballadvice.com. Right now, all the rankings on there are free, but you can get the premium rankings if you'd like, which comes with premium access, everything on the site, and you can view that on the website, everything it comes with. Easily, it's got more information than a lot of these sites that cost like $200. It's got more information than a lot of those sites do, and it's the cheapest of any site in the industry. So I have no idea why anyone wouldn't sign up for that. But do those two things, and then subscribe to our podcast. It's just these videos in podcast form on iTunes. It's just Fantasy Football Advice Podcast, just in case something else happens. But that, my friends, is the end of this video. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, how about we hit that like button? How about we subscribe? If we are new, thanks for watching.